Good morning everyone. This is Kaylin Kamikawa. Last time I mentioned the possibility of a video editing app called Vita. This time, along with Vita, it is said to be excellent in effects. I would like to report on the usability of the app, Meitu. Until now, Meitu was a very famous app as a beauty app. May 26, 2021 upgraded. You can now edit for up to 30 minutes. Previously it could only be saved for 5 minutes and could not be used as a video editing app. With this version upgrade, it has been reborn as a video editing app. Can it really be used as a base application? I would like to actually create a video and verify its usability. Let's take a look. 1. Can only be read from the camera roll. This is the same level as CapCut and Vita. It is inferior to VN. 2. There is no trash can. This is the same level as CapCut and Vita. It is inferior to VN. 3. I'm worried about memory management. When using Meitu, the size of the app gradually increases. It can be 2 to 3 gigabytes. You can clear the cache, but it won't be too small. If the size increases, you can reduce it by removing and reinstalling the app. It's the same level as CapCut and Vita. It is inferior to VN. 4. Meitu has an aspect ratio of 3 to 4. This is my personal opinion, but Meitu has a screen ratio, format, of 3 to 4. This is a lot easier and better than VLLO. 5. Meitu can store up to 2K 60 frames. CapCut and Vita can only save up to 1080p, this point is as good as VN. But on my iPhone, 1080p 60 frames are enough. 6. With Meitu, you can easily extend the time of the background still image. I couldn't do Vita, so Meitu has no problem in this regard. 7. There is no freeze function. Like Vita, Meitu does not have a freeze function for PIP videos. Until now I thought this was a fatal flaw. However, this takes a screenshot on the fly, cuts and saves only the necessary parts. If you insert it with PIP, you can match the size exactly, so I found that with a little ingenuity, I could handle it without any problems. So I changed my mind that it is not fatal even if there is no freeze function. 8. Meitu also has a layer function. At first, I thought that Meit had a layer function, but it did. Relieved. It's hard to understand, but if you press and hold a video or image and move it up or down another image, I found that the hierarchy on the screen also goes up and down. In the case of Meitu, the lower you move, the higher the rank. In VN, the opposite is true. When placed on top, the hierarchy is higher on the screen, so it's difficult to understand. 9. Meitu does not have a mosaic function for videos. Similar to VN and CapCut, Meitu does not have a mosaic function. If you paste the image of the mosaic pattern with PIP, you can replace the mosaic. 10. Meitu does not have a mask function. VN, CapCut, and Vita have a mask function, but Meitu does not. 11. Meitu does not have a keyframe function. VN, CapCut, and Vita have keyframe functionality, but Meitu does not. 12. Meitu does not have chroma key. Meitu doesn't have chroma key functionality, which is pretty deadly. The chroma key function is always required when attaching an avatar. Please improve here. For now, if you add only the chroma key function later with another application, you can support it. 13. There are a lot of text fonts and effects. For text fonts and effects, greater than CapCut and Vita, with a wealth of fonts and effects. I think this can be used for creating thumbnails, etc. In this respect, Meitu is superior to any app. However, if there is no chroma key function, it will hinder the creation of thumbnails, so I just want the chroma key function. 13. Meitu has a wealth of effect functions. In addition to many effects, Meitu has a face recognition stamp called AR stamp. I am paying attention to this AR stamp. This function is the motion tracking function, itself used in PCs. For example, it is an advanced technology that can be used for tracking mosaics. To Meitu I would like you to add something that changes this face stamp to a mosaic pattern. 14. Meitu has a facial correction function. Originally Meitu is a facial correction app. Its features far surpass his CapCut. It is one of the few apps that can perform the facial correction function of video. I definitely want to use it. 15. Meitu can be written vertically. This point is superior to Vita because Vita cannot write vertically. You can also specify the character spacing and line spacing. So I've ever been Meitu as a secondary processing app that is used only to insert effects later. I was only thinking that, but by being able to edit for 30 minutes, it turned out that it can be fully utilized as a base application, to be used from the beginning. Compared to CapCut and VN, there are certainly some features that are missing. However, they can be avoided by devising them. For example, the chroma key function can be avoided by adding it later in another app. As for the freeze function, if you paste the screenshot, it will be quite good. Regarding Vita defects, if you can't extend the time of the background image, create a pre-stretched video with another app and use it. If the BGM disappears, you can avoid it by incorporating it in the background video in advance. With a little ingenuity, you can create videos with these apps without any shortage. And the amazing effects of these apps that other apps don't have, you can use it for free. CapCut isn't the only free video editing app. Please try apps such as Meitu, VN, and Vita. In addition, we would like to ask manufacturers to improve their problems. In addition, this video will contact the manufacturer. If you have any requests, please leave a comment in the comment section. That's all.